Welcome to Espresso Yourself, the podcast where mom life, running life, and teaching life collide.
We're three women juggling lesson plans, long runs, and real life chaos, sharing honest conversations about motherhood, miles, and making a difference in and out of the classroom.
Whether you're listening on a run, in the carpool line, or hiding out with your coffee, you're in the right place.
So lace up,
Tune in,
And let's do life together.
welcome back to Espresso Yourself. This week, we welcome back Katie after she was gone last week to her conference, and we can't wait to hear all about it. But last week, we had the pleasure of hearing Alex Baker, our first guest. And wow, has he just been all over the place now. Love following his story and just all the updates that he has done. And I know since then, we've had some more people reaching out to be on our show. So we cannot wait to have more guests join us. So let's do our catch up. And Katie, we cannot wait to hear all about your week.
So it was really good. But first off, to start it, so I went to a tech conference where there were tons of vendors and I went on the vendor floor and it was super overwhelming and they always give away merch. And this piece of merch I feel like is very fitting and y'all are going to appreciate this. And it lights up. Like I got to turn
My
it on, but like it
gosh.
lights up.
So Texas.
Let me see if I can turn it on, but it like legit lights up.
Okay, if
There
you're
it goes.
not watching this and you're just listening, Katie just put on a green cowboy hat that lights
That
up.
blinks.
My
My
gosh.
gosh, I love it.
If that's not
I
Texas,
want one.
what is? Yes.
Listen, when we all get together, we all need those hats. We're going to go out.
Okay.
We're gonna-
Our kindergarten roundup this year is going to be like Texas roundup.
You need to get one of
So I need to get one of those. We're probably going to have matching cowboy hats, but oh my
these.
gosh.
And you got to get the light up ones.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw it, I said, oh, that's brilliant. And so I got one because it's with a company that I really want to work with on one of their programs. Just let me turn it off because I'm going to send somebody into like a, oh, it's got different, look, it blinks differently now. Gosh, y'all are learning with me. I have not turned this thing on. So when I picked it up, I was like, okay, I'll bring it home. And I'm like, what am I going to do with a green sparkly cowboy hat? But there is a very sweet, cute, special 3-year-old, a running friend of ours, his daughter. I'm going to gift it to her tomorrow. So we go over to their house for the Super Bowl and I cannot wait to see her surprise. Her name's Willow. So I said, and they just moved to Texas. They came from Vegas. And I said, well, duh, Willow needs a sparkly light up cowboy hat, of course. So I will be giving that to her tomorrow. So I'll have to keep you updated on what Willow said about that. But besides the crazy merch that they gave out, it was really good. But I do have a really like crazy story and I've been dying to tell y'all. I think you may have seen on my stories, but I just like want to tell the full story. So the first night we get there, we were going to a Mexican restaurant that's really popular in the area. It was in San Antonio, Texas. It's called Mi Tierra. And authentic Mexican food. They have a Mexican bakery, all that. So I'm driving the district suburban and I'm driving down the road and I look out the window and across the street walking are 2 of my running friends from Houston. I did not know they were going to be there. I did not know they were going to be walking down the street. And San Antonio is like 3 hours away from Houston, just to give y'all like an idea. So they're crossing the street. So I roll down the window, start yelling out the window like a crazy person. I'm like, and my boss is sitting in the passenger seat like, you know them? I said, they're my running friends. And I was like, where are you going? They're like, we're going to Mi Tierra. I was like, okay, I'll see you in a minute. And what are the odds that we end up at the same restaurant in San Antonio at the same time? And they literally sat us like almost side by side. And so we got to see them. They had another friend with them, so I got to meet them. And then they got to meet my boss and one of my other coworkers. But I was like, look at God, like bringing my friends into, I mean, it was just the coolest thing. And it was really cool to start off our weekend like that. but I was gone for 5 days and I'm freaking exhausted. Like yesterday I took a half day cuz I had a doctor's appointment, but I was like I just need the day. I was talking to a coworker of mine because you're literally inundated with not only how to use these tech programs, all the tech programs, you talk to all of these different people. It's a great networking event where I can talk to different like me's around the state of Texas, not just like in my area, but around the entire state and even like nationwide too. He goes, this is one of the guys on the team with me. He goes, it's like a sugar rush. Like you're just thrown all this sugar, all these like cool tools. Look at this, look at this, look at this. And then you're on like the sugar high and you come down and it's like a crash. And it's so true because you go and you sit in all these sessions, you get all this information, then you go walk on the floor with all these vendors and they pass out sparkly hats to you. And you're just like sugar, sugar, sugar. And then it's just crash. And all I wanted to do when I got home was just sit in like a quiet house and have home cooked food and just be at home. But it was so good. I learned a lot of things. Like my vision and my to do for like my role and where I would like to see my role go has just like grown. It was cool for my boss to be able to see it too because she's never been. She's new to her role too. And so it was just cool for her to see like, hey, this is where we're going in education technology and AI in education. And it was just really, really cool to see all that. But it was a good week. I'm glad to be back home. 5 days is a long time, but I really, really enjoyed watching y'all last week. It was such a good podcast. One of the nights that I finished, I went and ran on the treadmill after the conference just to kind of clear my head. And I like put on the podcast and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm almost like crying on the treadmill. It was just so good. Like truly like I'm sure the people around me in the gym are like, what's wrong with this lady? And I'm like, I don't care. It was that good. But no, I missed y'all and it's been hard not telling y'all just all the things, but it was such a like loaded week.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, conferences are absolutely like that. It's so exciting to go but then you're like, have to digest all of the information and yeah, it's hard to digest sugar.
Yeah. But the place that you got the hat, you said you were excited to partner with them. What did they do or represent that
So
you liked?
their program is, and I probably should like tag them because I've like been in contact with the CEO and the CFO. So it's called Note, but it's KNOWT. And they first started this program to do like review deck cards and review type things for college kids and for SAT and ACT prep and high school kids. But then they started to see "Hey, we can like gear this towards teachers." And so I initially saw this company a year ago at this conference and I started seeing it. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Oh, I like that. And then I call them kids, they're really young, like, I wanna say the CEO is, like, 24, maybe 25, and the girl that works, like, kind of partner with him, I wanna say she's around the same age, like, they're super young, but just watching what they've done with this product and this company is just absolutely incredible. So when I walked on the floor to see them this year, they were in, like, twice as big of a table and a setup. They had all this stuff. The product has just, like, quadrupled in size, and I just wanted to go over and say hi and be like, "Hey, I'm proud of you," and to see, like, how far y'all've come. But, now they have, like, a podcasting feature on this, which I was like, "Hey, I like that." But it's so cool to see how this review product and it is tied to AI, so it does have, like, some AI feedback and work in it. But I've seen it used in a classroom, and funny enough, we ran reports on my district, and there's people in my district using it right now. So, I would like to see if, like, we could get it approved and get it in the district, and they really wanna work with us. They're just, I mean, really great people and just a really good product. So, I'll have to, like, tag them in it, be like, "No, I shouted you out." But no, they also gave me the sparkly green hat.
Love it. Did you see, like, any other ones that really stood out to you, like, technology-wise that are coming or
Well, funny enough, I think this year I went in with more of like a focused perspective of kind of what I was looking for. This is my third year to go to this conference. And the first year I went, I was just inundated with everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. This is cool. And I wanted all the things. and
Yeah.
everything's a freemium, so you only get so much for free, and then they start charging you, and you gotta talk about licenses and all that. And this year I went in with a more focused of, okay, I wanna look at these 3 products and only these 3 products. And so Note was one of them. Curapod is another. And Curapod has another really cool story behind their creation. And they've just grown as a product and as a company as well. And then another one called Mote with an M, Mote. And that I felt like is really good for our special programs. But then they started doing other things with the program that I'm like, you could just use this in a normal classroom and it's just good teaching. It's good practices that just help students, period. So those are the 3 that I kind of like focused on. And then, of course, kind of seeing how other districts are handling their AI policies because we're still growing ours. We're still kind of building that foundation. And so I'm trying to see, okay, this is new territory for everybody. What are they doing? And so it was really cool just to talk to other people. Funny enough, there was one district I saw and they presented and I left there going, "Oh my god, they're the dream." Like, if I had to put what I want in my mind for my district in terms of AI, technology, implementation, what they have is like the dream. And I told my boss, I was like, "What they do is like my dream. I would love that for us one day." And funny enough, they're the same size district as us, so it's not like they're too far off from us, but they're up in the Dallas area, Fort Worth, Dallas area. And so she got to sit in their sessions and I connected with them and it was good to talk to other me's because I'm the only one in my district. And so getting to talk to other me's was just like, yes, I'm tired. Yes, I'm like overwhelmed, but it also like filled my cup and I loved it. I'm excited to stay in contact with these people. And I got to see some other girls that I connected with back in the fall and watched them present. And it was just, I'm exhausted, but my cup is very full, if that makes sense.
I think that's part of the reason why, like, I love
Afraid of the stairs on
um,
him singing though. You guys are doing Moana, right?
yes.
Okay, so
Yes, we
I just
are.
realized I was in the workroom the other day. Our school is also doing Moana this year.
What are
Hey,
the odds?
I know,
My
right?
god.
I was like, wait a minute, because it was the big script. I'm like, is this what fifth grade's doing this year? My friend that does the podcast with me is doing it too. Like, literally, what are the
Okay,
odds?
let me connect. Is it your music teacher that's doing it?
Yeah.
Um, the thing that I was gonna say was that when you mentioned that you got to talk to other people like you from your district, that's part of why I love this podcast so much because when do we ever get to go and talk to other teachers, other people from other districts and hear how it's going, other schools, other districts, because everyone has such a different perspective. So I love that. So now because I want to now connect with Allison's music teacher at her school because they're also doing Moana, and that music's really hard. It's really hard. And I'm one of 2 music directors for the show, and one of them is our music teacher, and she taught, like, a big group a song, and I took, like we have double casted Moanas, double casted Mauis, and then a couple of other characters. I took them to learn a couple of songs and we just like went in a stairwell. I used my phone and we learned a couple of songs and it was like 2 hours went by so quickly because these kids who are 4th and 5th graders, they are so focused, so serious, but like also so silly and enjoyable to be around. And I love my kindergartners. I think they're great, but they're 5. And so to have the balance of 4th and 5th graders after school who are doing something really creative and they want to be there, it just felt so good. And I was exhausted at the end of the day, but it was a good exhausted, right? It's like that sugar high. I was on, and then I came home and I was like, "Okay, we just need to, like, chill a little bit." But, my gosh, I love that you guys are doing Moana.
I
That's
know.
so
How crazy.
cool.
Yeah. I was
Wow.
like super excited because when
Yeah.
I knew you were doing Moana, I'm like, oh my gosh, it'd be so cool to watch. And I'm like, okay, we're doing it too. So it'll be really interesting to just see like any similarities or like It'll be the first we've ever done anything
Yeah.
like that, so but super, super
Really?
fun. It's
Oh
funny
my
though, Becky,
gosh.
that you mentioned being with kindergartners all day and then, like, enjoying that time with those older kids, because when I was teaching 1st grade, I felt the same way than when I would have a running club after school because it was 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and I loved having those, like, older kids, like, because I was with the littles all day, and then when I switched to 4th grade, like, after a couple years, like, I'm like, I started, like, dreading the running club because I was with those kids all day and I wasn't it was just not the same break. But yeah,
Mhm.
it is just I loved the older kids because you can be more sarcastic with them and things, but it was not having that break, like which speaking of sarcasm, we talk about how much our kids are like us sometimes. Hayes's preschool teacher was talking about him the other day. She's like, "I just love him. Like, I can joke and you can tell he really gets it." I'm like sarcasm?" She's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Yeah, that's because that's how we are at home. Like, he's 5 and he understands sarcasm really well. Like, he can dish it himself."
Yeah, I have a couple students like that. I said, "Guys, I'm gonna tell you a little secret." And one kid, very serious, says, "Well, then it's not gonna be a secret." It's like, "Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I
That was
know.
a joke." Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know stuff is going around all over, but on Thursday, I had 6 students out, and on Friday, I had 7 students out. So I had 13 kids on Thursday. I had 12 kids on Friday. I felt like I couldn't start anything new, but I couldn't not start anything
Yeah,
new,
that's hard.
you know? And so I kind of just like did what I could, but I was like, I don't know, y'all. We have an author celebration coming up next Friday, along with celebrating Valentine's Day. And I said, if we don't get these books done, then there's no author celebration. And the parents are coming in and there's treats and like whatever. And I was like, no, we got to get this done. So we were in centers for most of the day so that I could just pull a few kids at a time and get these books done. And writing a nonfiction book with 19 kindergartners, and they're each writing their own on their own topic, it gets challenging.
We're gonna go totally off topic now because this is just how we are. I'm almost done with the tenant because now that you said you listened to it, I was like, "Okay, now I'm gonna have to." So, I was like, "Listen, I'm gonna make this work." So, I'm was reading a book, and then I'm like, "I'm gonna do audiobook for this one." So, I'm like, on my way to school, like, I would just turn the radio on for the kids, and I'd put my earbuds in, and so, like, anytime like, that's an hour at least a day that I could listen because a half an hour there and a half an hour back and in between things. So, I'm down to, like, an hour left of the book. I'm, well, I don't wanna spoil anything, but it's part 2 where it's, like, her, and I'm just, like,
Yeah.
Yes.
mind blown.
Ah,
So now I'm, like, really
it's
curious, like,
so
what
good.
is gonna happen. But have you
The
guys read
twist.
at the end still? Like, is am I should I be expecting another big twist?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then
Yes.
have you guys watched or read His and Hers? It's on Netflix,
Yes, I
but it's a
watched
book.
it. Oh
Okay, don't
my,
I just finished that book.
it's
So that
so good.
bracelet, you talk about the bracelet, and that made me think of the book. So that's my
Yes.
plan is now to
Okay,
watch it.
Becky, you gotta put it on your list.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
You gotta put it on your list.
That
The
was a
one that
good
I'm
book. That
almost
was a
done
5
with.
star, and I don't do 5 stars very often.
Have
What
y'all
was
I
it
read The
love
called?
those.
Boyfriend?
His and Hers.
His and hers. Okay.
It's an Alice Feeney?
Have y'all read The Boyfriend by yes, that's the one.
Yeah,
The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden?
Yes.
I've not.
Okay. I have like an hour left of it and I'm like, gosh. I know
Okay,
there's a
that'll be my
twist. I'm just like,
next.
it hasn't hit yet. But that one, I started that probably right before we left, or maybe the day before we left for San Antonio. And I'm almost done with it. And I've listened to it to and from work. Or like if I'm getting ready in the morning, I'll play it cooking, I'll play it like it's oh my gosh, that one's good. And I'm afraid I'm
Okay.
gonna run out of hours on Spotify and I'm gonna have to add because they only give me so many hours per month.
Do you do
But now that I'm
Hoopla?
like really into audiobooks,
I do
no.
Hoopla.
I do
Hoopla,
Hoopla.
you only get 10 books a month, and last month I ran out. Yeah.
Spotify does hours. I'm
That would be
like,
hard.
they maxed me out at hours. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Which I feel like after I may run out with the boyfriend. And we just
Okay.
started February. I had to finish the tenant. And then the boyfriend was like, it was like 6 hours. So
How many hours do you get?
I don't know. I need to look into that. Because if that's the case, then I'm just going to go add hours. Like pay the extra $4.99. I mean, I use Spotify every single day for my music
Yeah.
and podcasts. So why not?
So I'll have to add that, the next Frida McFadden one, on my listening. It's hard because I was gonna do the his and hers so I could get done with it, but I didn't like the guy that did the audio. I was like, oof, no. Partly because I had already started reading it, so I had that character in my mind, and then the audio didn't match like the character. So, but that one I was halfway through yesterday, and then on our drive to Indy, like was able to read more, and I was like up all night reading and finished the last like hour to this morning because it was that good. Like I could not put it down. Like I was reading it all last night and like it's like had to finish it.
Yeah. I
The ending
love
is just
those
like,
kind of
ooh,
books. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
yeah.
I'm wondering on, and I don't know how many people do this, but I'm wondering on Spotify if it's the length of the actual book or the amount of time you're listening to the book. Because when I listen, I put it at 1.5 or 1.75 speed so that a 9-hour book does not take 9 hours. It might take like 7.5 hours.
7.
Yeah. So,
There was one, I was trying to finish the tenant because I
mhm.
just wanted to know. And I saw I put it up to 1.5. I typically listen at a 1.
That feels slow to me.
But
I
if I
can't,
had listened from the get go, I would probably be used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, oh, this is going too slow, and I'll pick it up a little bit. But I think right now I'm listening at like a 1. Yeah, like a flat 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure as soon as we get off this, because Omar's not home yet, I'll probably turn it back on because I just want to keep listening
for
to
sure.
it.
As I drive Oliver to practice and sit there during his practice, I will be done with the tenant and I will be texting girls a little later tonight
Yes.
and
Yeah.
letting you know my
Yeah.
final thoughts.
Yes. Which
So be prepared.
I need them to cast for that one. Did they cast for it? Did they
Is it
say they
gonna
were
be a
going to
movie?
cast and do a movie? I think so, but I don't know if they've casted it yet. I
It's
know
hard
that
to tell
one's
because
coming.
there's so many books right now that they keep advertising that are coming out. And I'm like, is it real or is that like fake news? You know, like all the AI stuff and
Mhm.
people like, I don't know. I never know what to trust anymore that gets posted.
I was playing with so many AI tools, which I wonder if I still have the pictures in my phone of like Omar and myself. And I took a picture that we took at a restaurant back in November. And I said, put us in the mountains. And it put us in the mountains. And then I said, put us in the mountains with like dogs. And it like put dogs in there. And I don't think I have them on my phone. Oh, I don't
I,
have them on my phone, but they looked so real. And I was like, oh my gosh,
what
AI
is
is
this?
crazy.
What is this trend with the AI pictures
The
that look like
caricature?
caricatures?
Yes.
I did it. Hold on. I did it with a picture
I
of my
did one
husband and I
too.
from vacation.
Is mine.
My God.
That is hilarious. Hold on. Omar did one of us.
And then I did one of my kids. Hold on. It was me and the kids.
Oh my gosh.
This is hilarious.
Okay, we're all sending each other and we're going to post them together when we send this podcast out.
So Omar
Yes.
said it can't go, but we can post it on our page. He goes, that better not go on your Instagram. And I was like, okay.
I mean,
But it's funny.
I don't, at first glance, I said, I don't think this looks like me.
I think it does.
But it's got your
Well, that's
sourdough and coffee.
Yeah. Well, that AI
Huh?
picture that I posted of us for a guest, so many people are like,
Yeah.
that doesn't look like you. I'm like, I think it looks like me. It's just more polished up. Just if I wore
I
makeup
think it
more
does
often
look like
and
you,
had
but
This was my chat. I liked Omar's better. My chat did this one.
Oh my god.
Liked Omar's
That's so
better. I
funny.
didn't like how
Yeah.
mine made us look. I was like,
Right.
I do have to say, okay, so last night we had the Booster Club held a sweetheart dance. So
yes.
I took Carson, and I don't know if you saw the video we made on for social media, but it was just Carson just wanted to do like a transition video. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. But the big thing was that he told me that he was going to go to the dance with another girl.
Aw.
Okay, this is a better picture. But just like with another girl. And so her mom is our team leader. So she's like the kids are in each other's classrooms like every morning. And they were running around my classroom and this little girl, she goes, "Carson, I want you to wear a bow tie." And I was like, "All right, Carson, wearing a bow tie." And then her mom sent me the dress that she was wearing, and I was like, "Well, guess it has to be a red bow tie. You're getting dressed up." And it just was like, they're too young for like anything, but it just was so sweet. And just to see like the friendship blossoming, it just makes me so happy because you just never know what it's gonna be like. I don't know.
Mhm.
We're still navigating everything and we will forever. But it was so sweet. And he doesn't take any any good pictures, but we got one. We got one good
Y'all
picture.
did. That was cute.
Yeah. So that was fun. It was the first time that there's been like a real sweetheart dance at school. And so I've never gotten to do anything like that with him. So that was just it was super fun. Okay, so Super Bowl is tomorrow. Are you rooting for anyone? Are you there for the snacks? Are you even watching it?
So we have Galentine's brunch. So I'm getting to brunch
Mm,
2 weekends in a row.
I love
So
that.
every year we do Galentine's brunch, usually on Super Bowl Sunday. And then we'll be home and then the guys, they can watch. I'm not a huge like sports unless it's like a team that I really know well. And otherwise, I'm there for the commercials and the halftime show. And then I'm tired and I got to go to bed.
Katie, do you watch the Super Bowl? I know you're a big football fan.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I now the last few years has been the Chiefs.
Well,
And
yeah.
the Chiefs are my team, so I was really invested the last 3 years. Um, I still love watching the game, but so much okay, so I was so invested into the Chiefs last year that we had to watch it, just Omar and I, because I can get a bit intense and pace and yell at a TV, maybe even curse at a TV. And Omar's like, "Yeah, we can't watch with other people." He's like, "You're not gonna be okay. We gotta go watch by ourselves." Because we would watch with his parents. And the year before, his cousins just got out of hand and were being hecklers, and I did not handle that well. So last year we watched it by ourselves. This year we're watching it with our friends that just moved here from Vegas. He is probably one of the biggest Patriots fans ever. And so he's super invested. And then it's one of their daughter's first birthdays. So they're doing a first birthday party, Super Bowl party, all meshed together tomorrow. And it's gonna be so funny because like he's intense like me. He paces, he'll yell at the TV. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Like your wife is gonna want to enjoy this birthday party, but then he's gonna be yelling at a TV and it's gonna be hilarious. And yeah, it's gonna be great.
That feels too stressful for me.
I feel for his wife a little bit. I'm like, okay, Brooke better hopefully Brooke's good, you know. She's probably be like, go watch the game. Just go watch the game. But we're starting the party at like I think they're having us over at 2. So we can do like birthday stuff like 2 to 4, and then after
Mhm.
4 we can like do Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I'm really there for this. Like, I like watching football, but there's too much going on at a Super Bowl party to really be able to pay attention to the game. So,
Mhm.
and I think we're going over to my in law's house and they're going to have people over that we also know. So, you get to talking and then you watch the commercials. I'm eating the snacks. But then I'm like, "Oh, we have to be at school tomorrow and it's a full week. And, So I'm there for the snacks. I'm there for watching what happens in the game. But man, if the Bears were in it, I'd be like, we're staying home so that I can actually watch the game. But
Yes.
Yeah.
no dice this year. But
Mhm.
I was like, okay, well, what can I make with sourdough? Because you can use a lot of discard recipes, but that's going to have to be saved because my husband bought what I was going to make. So that'll have to be saved for
What do
another
you
time.
buy?
But, well, I was going to make sourdough discard pretzel bites.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And he found them, like, we used to get them from Costco all the time, and then they didn't have them, and he's like, "Oh, I bought them," and I said, "But I told you that I was gonna make them, but that's okay." He bought them, and I'll just make another loaf of bread, so not a problem.
Yes.
But I'll be excited when we come back together next week and we find out, what's going on in our lives again, because without a doubt, there's a lot going on in just a week, 5 days of school. And hopefully, Allison, you will have a full 5 days of school. Katie, you'll be back into work 5 days,
5 days.
full
we
5 days.
We actually will not have 5 days because Friday is another teacher work day.
Mine's a teacher work day too,
I have so
but I'm
many.
training.
It's insane. We get
I have one
there's
on
so
Friday,
many
too.
4-day weeks, and then all of a sudden, like, spring break hits, and then it's like full weeks, and we're all like, oh. I wish our 4-day weeks were later in the
Have
year.
you looked
like,
at
when we
April?
really need it. Yeah.
Do y'all get next Monday off?
No, we don't
President's
because
Day.
of that
Okay.
snow
Yeah.
day. The day we didn't have our iPads and it snowed, we have to now go to school that day. So annoying.
Well, 3-day weekend instead of a 4-day weekend for the kids.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Thanks. It's one of those things, but at least everyone will be in school and having a regular schedule again. One can only hope.
Thanks for sipping and sharing a moment with us today. We can't wait to keep showing up with you each week. Messy, caffeinated, and real.
And if you like what you heard, we'd be so grateful if you'd follow, subscribe, or share this with your teacher bestie, mom group chat, or training partner, or all three. It helps more people find our little corner of chaos and connection.
Make sure to hit follow so you don't miss next week's episode. And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at Espresso Yourself Podcast. Tell us what resonated, share your own stories, what topics you want us to cover, or just come say hi.
Until next time, keep showing up.
Keep giving yourself grace.
And espresso yourself.
One
One sip at a
time.
time.